Welcome back to Spyro. We completed a flying level and cleared out the hub world, so it's just hopping level to level until we go to the next world.
I have a correction to make. Spyro was actually not the first game Insomniac made. It was a PlayStation 1 game called Disruptor.
Never heard of it.
It was a Doom clone that was critically praised.
I thought Doom Clone was like a bad thing most of the time.
Well, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix
Fix
it.
it.
You know?
And yet we'll
And
complain
then
about the
and
new
then
Super
Goldeneye
Mario
came
Brothers
along and
games
shit
being
over
the
every
same
shooter
thing
on the
over and over.
PlayStation 1 and N64. 200 gems and 4 dragons to find.
Okay, so I didn't realize you can do that.
It's always good to check before you do anything.
Well, I'm used to, like, again, it's Crash. I'm used to pressing triangle
triangle.
to immediately get my box check. To see how many I
Yeah,
have left to go.
but only Crash 3 actually tells you how many you have left to go.
Well, I played Crash 3 the most, so.
Hey, that was mean. What did that guy ever do to you?
He had a gem.
What
Yeah.
about the sheep? Those sheep didn't do anything to you either.
They give me health.
Yeah, but
You can toast
You're-
sheep for health in the form of
You're a
butterflies.
dragon. You eat sheep. Don't you know how these things work?
they're cute.
They're food.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
so cute, I can eat them!
They're lamb
No, I didn't want to go up.
chops.
Oh, that's nice. He's creating a crystallized statue.
Aren't you going to go back and rescue the
No, I-
dragon?
I guess it wasn't that big of a deal.
No,
Well,
I
if
have
he
to-
doesn't
there's-
want me
there's
to
a-
rescue him, why should
no,
I
there-
rescue
there-
him anyway?
There's a locked treasure chest down there that I need the key for, so I'm going to have to go back anyway.
Ah.
So no point in going down just to get him again.
Is the charge attack a button you have to press and then
You hold square and he charges.
and he runs faster when you charge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no
Well-
reason to ever not charge.
Well, if
Well,
you want to
the-
jump,
the-
then
The
A,
moment you hold the square button down, he charges. There's not like a run button.
Yeah.
You run into trouble. Not that you
mind you, it's not
ever
like
run
Spyro's
into trouble,
particularly
Spyro.
slow.
Well, it's just one of those things where if they give you a faster form of movement, especially in a 3D game, that's pretty much the main way you're gonna move around.
Yeah,
Because that's what happens in the
it's
Banjo.
good for going from place to place. It's just one of those.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it in close quarters.
Yeah, for the most part, just use it in wide open areas. You'll want to, like when you're trying to move the camera around or whatever, or
finesse
platform,
jump,
walk
yeah.
normally.
Oh.
You'll save yourself a lot of aggravation by not overusing the charge button.
And you can pretty much leave whenever you want, so
You can leave whenever you want and pick up.
whatever much you want and come back later and get the rest of it.
After you freed all the dragons,
And
Mind
you-
you, since Spyro has all of his abilities from the get-go, there's no reason not to just get everything in one go.
Okay, so there's no reason to backtrack and go back to earlier levels and stuff like that.
Yeah, in 2 and 3, you have to backtrack as Spyro gets new abilities and stuff. That
Okay. Now that was actually something about the original Banjo-Kazooie that bugged me because you got new abilities in that game, but for the most part, you didn't need to backtrack to earlier levels to get stuff. Except for one instance where you needed like the speed-up shoes, which you got in the desert level, and you had to go back to the ice level in order to get a thing there, and I was just like, okay, so you're gonna be incredibly consistent about it, except for this one instance. Why? I don't know, that always bugged me about that game.
and 2 makes you do it all over the place.
What, Tooie? Banjo
Yeah.
Tooie, yeah, but that game, the game's designed around it, so I don't mind that there. It bugs me if it's consistent about it. I don't care about having to backtrack. It's just when you have to backtrack exactly one time for no good reason. It's just okay. Why?
Spyro 2 isn't particularly bad about that. It's really only a few instances. You can get, even in the levels that you do have to backtrack to, you can still get most of the stuff in one go.
Do they make back?
So if all you want to do is beat the game, you don't really have to go back at all.
Do they make the backtracking convenient at the very least?
Yeah, it's basically set up like this. You have a hub world, and then you can go into levels from the hub world.
For the
Okay.
longest glide, press the X button at the top of a jump, and try pressing the
Wow,
Y
really?
button to drop down in mid-flight.
I like it when I get to hover next game.
Just gonna have to settle with fire breath for now.
In fact, I get another better one next game too. Why aren't I playing Spyro 2?
Because we have some weird... No, wait, why aren't we playing Spyro 2? Who says we have to do shit in chronological order?
I don't know.
Why, do you want to play Spyro 2 for us so we can get it over with?
No, I'm just saying, if you like Spyro 2 all that much better, why not just jump straight to that game?
Because then we'll never play Spyro 1.
I don't know. You guys did Sonic 3 before you did Sonic 1 or 2.
Did we?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we did.
I'm pretty sure you also did Sonic 2 before you did Sonic 1. So no. Oh, you got an egg. What does that
I
mean?
can't think that far back. What do the dragon eggs are just another thing you have to collect, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but there are just not as many of them.
Oh, invisible force fields. I
Well,
love
I-
you,
I-
N64 PS1 invisible force fields.
I at least appreciate the little shocky thing rather than just a random invisible wall that's just there.
I would have rather it not be an invisible wall. Honestly, I'd rather there just be a wall. You know, because then there's no confusion. Because then games feel obligated to kryptonite fog bullshit explain all of their technical stuff, and it's just like, no, just put an actual wall there.
Sort of mountain patch castle-like thing. Like this, actually.
Yeah, sure, or whatever, you know, it doesn't really matter what it is. Put some really tall trees.
A ring of fire.
I don't know, something at the very least.
I'll get to you in a second, treasure.
Money!
Yeah. Just opening my safety deposit box.
Money! Crazy uncle. Huh.
Dragonfly's
His
fire.
name is
His
Gavin.
color indicates his power.
Yeah.
He eats butterflies.
Does each dragon have its own model, or...
No, they're shared. Different colors.
They do have different models. There's a few different models, but they're not all unique now.
Yeah, well, I think it depends on the world. Because I know World 2's dragons look a hell of a lot different than World 1 dragons.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm about 15 gems away,
Where are they?
running around trying to find them.
You can actually see gems from a distance because they sparkle.
Yeah. So at least they
Yeah.
were nice enough with that.
You know, it's sad when this game has better draw distance than Super Mario 3D World does. The Savannah level, anybody?
Well,
It's not the gems that you can see, it's just the sparkle, isn't it?
yeah.
Just a sparkle.
Yeah, so it's a workaround
it-
for their shitty draw distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you ever play the Savannah level in Super Mario 3D World, you know, the trees and bushes will just pop out of
true,
nowhere.
True, that level looks awful.
Mm.
This is an HD console, Nintendo. You can do better. Oh, well, you didn't even need the health. You were just being an asshole to that sheep.
And he has this weird roll move, which I never use.
Well,
How
you
do you do
just
that?
used it right there.
Well, I never actually
To
use it
to
for
demonstrate, I guess. Wait. How do you do that?
I
never
forgot.
did
It's so useless. I've never really used it.
Are you
so-
sure it's a maneuver? Or you just had a dish in your head.
Is it in the other games, too?
Not that I remember now.
Phew.
I always hate this part of these games where you only have like one thing left to find and you have no clue where it's supposed to be.
Scavenger hunt. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like them either.
And you know that's as much as people rag on Crash Bandicoot for the hallway design, it's kind of because it's so streamlined, you never really have to worry about that.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up that Spyro is pretty much the 3D what Crash was the 2D hallways, and if I were to have to pick Crash, definitely, if only because everything's confined, so I don't have to think that fucking hard.
Yeah, it's like there are the secret warps and stuff, but as long as you're paying attention, even you can even pick up hints on how to get into those. But finding collectibles is never a problem because you usually only have two directions to go.
Yeah.
I think when streamlined right, I very much prefer open environments like these. You know, as long as they give you the...
You would like Spyro 2 and 3. They're a lot more streamlined. They're a lot more focused.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, the having to scavenge around for the last collectible is annoying, but if the game is designed well enough to the point where, they're not hidden in obnoxious places to begin with, so that you'll find it on your first go-around anyway, I generally prefer these sort of opener games as a whole.
Yeah.
But at least
Well,
when
it
it comes to
depends.
3D platformers like these,
Yeah. Oh, honestly, in series that are usually wide open, I find myself generally having more fun with the linear platforming challenges anyway. Like that's part of why I like Galaxy 2 better than Galaxy 1, because it does that more often than the wide open stuff.
And granted, the whole scavenger hunting for gems, that's for the most part optional anyway, because you don't need all the gems to beat the game, right?
No,
Yeah.
I think the only thing it's telling is the number of dragons you need to find, and those are pretty easy to find.
Yeah, because those are big green statues.
Yeah.
But
you do
But
get
I-
something for getting all the gems, though, don't you?
I think
If
it
you
changes the
100%, you get an
ending.
extra level at the end of the game. Yes.
Oh,
It changes the ending too, I think.
Yeah.
okay. So at least there's something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't particularly care about gem collecting, then this shouldn't be an issue.
No.
But in terms of actually going for them, it is pretty archaic.
Now, if I remember correctly, the demo disc for this game actually had the entire first hub world on it.
I recall. Again, the way I played it was via the cheat code in Crash Bandicoot 3. I recall the hub world. I recall the Dark Forest level. I don't recall this one though.
I definitely remember playing this one on the demo disc. In fact,
Okay.
this and the flying level are the only ones that I remember playing through multiple times.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro.
Okay, Ryan, important question. If you die or leave the level early, how much of your progress is saved when you go back
You
in?
keep everything once you have it.
So, any gems that you already collected?
If I were to die now, those gems and dragons I already got would still be collected.
Okay, well, in that case, this is automatically better than the N64 version of Banjo-Kazooie, then. There. Yeah, I said it. Fuck the stupid you lose all of your notes when you die bullshit. I hate that crap. Ugh.
Did you buy an Xbox just for that?
Well, no, I'd play, honestly, I'd play the Xbox live version of 2E before that, because 2E with 60 frames per second, I'd be way more enthusiastic about than Kazooie without the stupid note things. Because, man, I love Banjo 2E, but that frame rate. That frame rate. Ugh.
I always did find it weird though, because like I mentioned, there's no checkpoints. You have to save everywhere. But when you die and your gems are still collected, the statues are still broken. I mean, that's not a bad thing. I just found it weird. If you attempt to kill enemies again that previously had gems, you get these white little orbs.
If you fill up the circle around Spyro with those orbs, you get an extra life.
Yeah.
So wait, what happens when you run out of lives then? Do you lose all the progress that you last saved?
Within the level, yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Spyro.
You get booted out of the level and you have to do that again, but
Can't you just load your game and start from where you left off?
you just kicked out of the level, so anything you got before you entered that level is still there. Just
So
if
you don't
you
have to-
lose
you don't
all
have
your
to
lives in
collect
the
it.
level, you just have to redo that one level again.
And that includes collecting all the gems again?
Yes, but that's only if you get a game over.
But
Okay,
that's
that's fair.
That's what I was saying earlier, though. I mean, because you are saving your game though when you touch these panels.
Oh.
What's stopping you from resetting the game and starting over again, so you don't have to do all that shit again?
Nothing really. Aside from a lot of load times.
No, I guess.
How bad is the load times in this anyway? 'Cause-
Not bad, but obviously if it's not you get it on the PS3, there's none.
Cause
No,
like
they're still there.
I gotta imagine, there's an awful lot of detail, especially in the animations for all of the enemies.
The Spyro games are pretty good about having good load times.
Okay.
Yeah. Something about actually playing PS1 games on a PS2 or PS3 is that the disc reader actually is better on the PS2 and PS3. Like I've had PS1 discs that wouldn't work on a PS1 work on the PS2 and PS3 just fine.
My first copy of Final Fantasy IX. Never forget.
Why does it not work on anything anymore?
It got to the point where it wouldn't read on the PS1 anymore, so I had to play it on the PS2.
Good thing it's on the PlayStation Network now.
boo.
Yep, pretty much.
For a mere
Yes.
$10.
This are a thing of the past. The future, ladies and gentlemen. The future.
Oh, unless you're playing Crash 2. Crash 2, I don't play it on anything but the disc, trust me.
What's so
Specifically
bad
a
about
newer
the...
disc. The PSN version is the original printing that doesn't have analog control.
Why?
Because they just grabbed the original black label copy and didn't think about what they were uploading, I guess. So yeah, Crash 2
Analog
on the
sticks.
PSN has no analog stick control.
Analog
Oh, those-
sticks. Pshaw. Nobody ever used those. Isn't that right, Mario 64?
Oops.
Yeah.
So is there any... Well, I noticed that the different boxes have, like, different colors. Do they just have different stuff, or do they take more oomph to break them or something?
No, regular boxes you can just open any means. The metal ones you can't breathe fire on to open.
So you have
gotta
to ram them?
you have to charge.
charge
Yeah,
them.
you have to ram
Okay.
And may I just say that charge ramming through a line of metal boxes is so satisfying.
Mind you, all you have to do is stand next to it and tap the square button for it to count.
Yeah.
So it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's
Give me
like
a-
punching
give me a
them.
nudge.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, when I first played this demo, I had to play through this level like 3 times before I figured out that breathing fire on the fan thing broke them.
Thor!
Thank you for releasing me.
Liam Hemsworth, what happened to your voice?
That is the lamest dragon rescue speech ever. Thank you for releasing me.
Don't worry, you'll be
Disappeared.
hearing that a lot more.
I'm going back... Man, you better get, like, a lozenge or something when you go back to Asgard, because that just sounds sad, man.